Hello, my name is Matthew, and I just read His Last Bow, an epilogue of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And again, this is Sherlock's final appearance. This is the last Sherlock Holmes short story. We're done now, there's no more. I've completed the challenge. This is the third time this has happened where we've had the final Sherlock Holmes short story. um, I'm reading all of these short stories as a part of my read along and book club with Steve Donahue. We're reading murder mysteries in the month of March, and we're reading all of the Sherlock Holmes short stories. And this one is very unique. You wouldn't even know that you're reading a Sherlock Holmes short story if you didn't have the epilogue, and it wasn't in a volume. Not only because Sherlock and Watson are almost entirely absent from the short story. Sometimes Watson won't be there. Sometimes Sherlock is absent, but the majority of the whole thing, neither one of them are there. And it's not just that they're not there, they're also not in the right century. This is clearly um, a story that's being told in the 20th century. This isn't the Victorian age anymore. Uh, the war has broken out. World War One. England and Germany and the whole continent, the whole world is at stake, and we're in these chambers where there's like state officials. We have a whole new cast of characters, and they're meeting this spy that's going to have delicate information, and it reads like the short story reads like a spy novel where we're getting all sorts of technical terms and hearing people's specific ranks, and there's sensitive documents, and if these documents get out, that's going to be the end of the world, and all those sorts of things. And not only is it set in the 20th century, I believe it's the first short story where a car makes its appearance. We hear about a Mercedes Benz, this amazing Mercedes Benz that has 100 horsepower. So cars, I didn't remember this at all, but cars are making their appearance in these short stories. Um, as this, if this would have been the last short story where it is so marked, it's stamped, just like the final problem, just like that one where we have a stamp. This is the last one. Um, One of the things that makes it so unique, so strange. Um, Most of these short stories are representative. You can pretty much throw a dart at a table of contents, pick one of these short stories, and get a sense of what they're all like. What the characters are pretty much the same. The stories are pretty much the same. Um, at a distance is what I mean. This one's totally different. It's totally different formula, totally different structure, much more daring, and uh, it's windy outside. At the beginning of this run, because we had Sir Arthur Conan Doyle or Watson tell us uh, at the prologue of The Adventure of Wisteria Lodge that he's now telling us a series of cases that are leading up to this one, which was Sherlock's um, most important case, where um, it was integral for the whole of Europe. The most amazing case of his. And so you're reading it, and they kind of have high expectations. What's going to be the last one that Doyle thought maybe would be the last one? We just had the Devil's Foot, which is amazing. And it is a little disappointing. Not, it's a little disappointing. So at the very end, it turns out that Sherlock and Watson have been in this room with the spy and the other statesmen and people that have different ranks, and they're trying to get this document. And Sherlock and Watson have been in the room the whole time, and they nearly just take their disguises off. They've found their suspect. Sherlock, we find out, had left because he had been in retirement. This case came up that was so important. It took 2 years. He had to leave his little retirement with his beekeeping and his agriculture and his philosophy. Spend 2 years as his last bow chasing down this certain person that's going to be a spy and has sensitive papers and all of that, and it's supposed to seem really, really impressive, and it kind of isn't. The way that it's set up, the big reveal that Sherlock and Watson are in the room the whole time. It's not like I really remembered it from the last time that I had read this, but you don't need to remember it. You just kind of know. If you're reading one of these short stories, Sherlock's always in disguise. He's going to be in disguise. He's going to make his appearance, and in a moment, that's how he solves the case for some reason. Kind of straps up this guy. None of the characters feel all that distinctly drawn. It does feel like just a lot of technical words, and there's ranks and World War One, and I do appreciate Sherlock has moved into another century and he's still cracking cases and all of that. It's just so different from any of the other short stories, and of course it's not the last short story. So very little to say. It's just I said everything that I could say, I suppose. So yeah, let me know if you've read it. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you would like, and take care.